Hello everyone, this is Foxhound coming back again with another video, and officially the first one that I'm using to review under this account. Today I'm going to check the Spatial Nautilos. So pretty much this is a gacha ship that you can get from this event over here. Of course, if you go to the events point as usual, activities, here is the Nautilus. Usually you will need to spend around £100 to make sure that you get it. My first impressions is that it looks big as heck. Yes, so that's quite interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it, right, with other ones over here, such as the Taigei and the ENS. Okay, so let's go back over here, right, back to the ships. Yep, and here we go. Okay, so I have taken the time to max out each one of the submarines, so we can see right out of the get-go, the Spatial Nautilus has highest total burst damage, it seems. Don't take that into account as much because the other two don't have like perfect equipment. We're going to focus more on things like, for example, potential DPS. Taigei has higher, even though I have not touched it. It seems that Taigei has more potential damage. Don't worry too much about the ENS. I want to see more things like, for example, aerial DPM. Let's see, underwater capability over here. It is actually fairly good regarding underwater capability. Durability has lower than the ENS 5S. Interesting. Speed is faster by 3 knots in comparison to Taigei ENS. It can maneuver more, it has more view range, but it has less area visibility in comparison to Taigei, same as surface visibility and underwater visibility. So that's kind of interesting. It doesn't have such a high movable penalty, but falls short in comparison to the ENS 5S. If we compare a little bit things, for example, such as and I'm going to take this out over here, for example. The missile over here, of course, it can be launched underwater. And if we compare it to something like, for example, the IDAS, we are going to see, for example, right, that it has more DPM than IDAS, more burst damage, more damage. This is something that it can launch underwater, but the reload is slow. So yeah, something to take into account. 3 rounds per attack, so a fairly good missile, let's put it this way. If we go again into the main bulk, right, the most interesting part, well, of one of the interesting parts, you only have one slot for an SLBM over here, the SLB3. So right out of the get-go, we can see that this is not a main submarine that is going to focus on SLBMs. But let's still compare it with the 3 main missiles or SLBMs of the game, right? So we can see that the DPM of the locked BPM has higher DPM, burst damage is higher, but it falls short on singular damage. It falls short on the reload speed, 19 seconds. You have a minimum range of 2 rounds per attack, 3. So, I mean, right out of the gate, I'm not seeing nothing like extremely impressive in comparison to the 2 SLBMs over here, like Lagner. You have slightly higher DPS, but single damage wise, Lagner does more. But of course, when I made a comparison, I think I had 2 of them. So we're going to see how we do over here. So I'm going to grab this thing and I'm going to bring it into a death match, and we're going to see how we do over here. Maybe I'm going to bring it to a match or 2, and let's see how we do over here. So I will be right back when I have a match for you. Okay, here we go with the Nautilus, which again looks very big, because oh, that's cute, huh? It moves its tail. No, I mean, it should not look cute, but actually looks like a fish that moves its tail. It is fairly fast, 24 knots actually. It's pretty fast. we are going to check how we do over here. Of course, we have a good amount of torpedoes over here. So I'm going to say here, hello, bro. And we are going to take it over here. Of course, we are going to start doing submarine. Thank you very much for the damage we can see over here on. Yeah, well, my team is not doing an amazing damage trying to find them, but that's okay. So okay, so we have over here, of course, let's try to keep on Q. What we can see over here, that the Mar Islas are going to the right side, so I'm going to now exploit, of course, the capability of this submarine. Yeah, it's underwater capability, because of course I want to make sure that we win this match, right? And so yeah, we take it from there, and let's see how we go. We have to defend our ally, because yeah, for some reason it's deciding to be aggressive over here, so we are going to give it a little bit of a notch over here. Okay, so we go for the second one. Okay, heavy damage over here. So this is literally just pure damage without using the underwater, sorry, the SLBMs. And so far it's able to do a lot. I am going to retreat a little bit. I think I have done what I needed to do, right? Yeah, let's see if I am able to target them from this side. Apparently not. So we are just going to launch over here. So overall, it seems that it is able to do quite a substantial amount of damage, let's put it this way. On its underwater capabilities. I was taken out, so that happened over there. Yeah. So I'm going to put a GG, mates. And okay, we're back. As you can see, defeat, right? And we're going to see the statistics. Most of the damage, of course, done by the missiles. So here, if we compare, but the most important thing, of course, here to see, for instance, IDAS in contrast to the locked missile. So you see the IDAS did better. Yeah. Bear in mind, I have one of the best torpedoes in the game as well, and I still managed to be stopped by Taige. But of course, he was a very good player, and I was not my best performance. So we're going to have a second match, and we're going to see how we do. Okay, match number 2. So far, I'm not seeing a very obvious advantage of this submarine so far. This time around, I'm going to stay back just a little bit. I want to try the SLBM. However, of course, we have seen that the most damage comes from the missiles and the torpedoes. So this time around, we have carrier. So if our carrier is going to able to open them up for us, then we will be able to start targeting out that carrier. So let's see what we can do. A very long reload time on the SLBM, but that's okay. Let's see what we do over here. So yes, that's where the carrier is. So let's see if he doesn't move at all. He's moving, so that happened. Let's try this one over here. Reload seems to be fairly quick on this SLBM, I just noticed. So let's check on the damage. Let's see. Very quickly intercepted by the air defenses. It didn't even land. So far, again, I'm not seeing a very heavy advantage. Of course, I cannot hit anyone yet, but we're going to take into account this damage. So, okay, something that I've noticed is that the SLBMs are being intercepted very easily. Not a single one has landed yet. Yep, terrible. No, 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 no. It is good. Yeah, you saw over there. It's not that I'm having bad aim or anything. It's literally that I cannot land. If you have a ship with good air defenses, then you okay. I landed one. Damage is almost nothing. So we are very clear. We are seeing over here that the strong point of this submarine, of course, is not to stay back and use the SLBM, rather to focus on going in front and using it as a way of, let's put it this way, controlling the map. But by all means, the SLBM missile is not going to do much unless you are close, it seems. So very, very tricky. Let's go in front because, and then I'm going to give you my review unless I decide to have another match over here. Let's try closer, yeah, because again, we have, yeah, I'm close, throwing this LBM over here. And nope, he didn't. Yeah, interception. Okay, there it is, right? 46 damage, and we killed it. Uh, what can we say, right? So I tried two ways of playing this one, right? I tried the SLBM, and very risky, of course. I'm using online matches over here. Yeah, it's not like I'm playing against bots. Maybe I'm going to have a third match. This time around, I'm going to try to be strategic. But so far, for the amount of money that you are paying to get this submarine, I am not seeing a very evident advantage. Aside from that, it looks cool. Yeah, it's not. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, guys. So, course damage is going to be crap, right? We are going to go into the final match. This time around, I'm going to go all out. Okay, let's try this final match, and then I'm going to give my final review. This time around, of course, we know what this submarine is about, so we are going to exploit its advantage, which is, of course, the speed, resistance. Let's see what we are finding over here. The same, the same submarine as us. So that is quite interesting, right? So this is going to be a submarine versus submarine type of thing, right? We are going to try to play it smart and be with our allies. What is happening over there? We have a battle cruiser over there that just decided to show up just like that casually. But of course it's going to be behind the mountains. We have a couple of situations going on over here, right? Let's see, submarines located in front of me. So we're going to start just throwing the torpedoes at it, spamming the torpedoes. That's going to be our main target, right? To take out the enemy submarine. So why is he not using the decoys? I don't know. But if he doesn't do something about it, he is going just to get a major hit from us. Yep, he evaded. Then that's okay. So let's see what happens over here, right? We are going to try to protect on the right side because there is this one person hiding completely on the left side and he's not going to do nothing. So our advantage over here is going to try to support our team on this side, right, as much as possible. Yep, I am going to explode my mobility, of course, to try to evade Nautilus is of course targeting me as it should be. We are going to try to protect this hero player as much, right? That's going to be our main priority. So let's go very, 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 very quickly. All right. So he's playing smart over here. He's targeting on the right side. Yeah, it's interesting match over here. Let's see Nautilus against Nautilus. They are down by one, so we're going to start now targeting this Nautilus ourselves, right? So major damage over here, yeah. Down he goes. And we are going to take this time to take out some oxygen. And we have won this match. Just like that, but still we didn't do much damage. Again, that's okay, I guess. So we are just going to go into this side, protecting this one, and then I'm going to give you my review on this one. Of course, let's start exploiting, of course, the SLBM, right? Might as well, since this guy is just here doing nothing. Let's see how we do. He may die just of residual damage, maybe not. Yep. So let's continue going forward. I know that he's reversing. I can see the area, the air defense is acting over there. Yeah, so he's around this area. So yeah, it seems I have 2 launch per attack on the SLBM. I didn't know that. So possibly that's why I was not landing the previous attacks, because you need to use both SLBMs in order for it to penetrate air defenses. So well, right now we're just going to continue going forward, I guess, because it's right there. Yeah, it is. It's hiding right there. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to very clearly face the wrath of everyone over here. He's going to reverse, so we're going to try attacking over there. He's going to fall directly into the wrath of my SLBMs. Is he going to? I don't think he is. So, well, that was the third match over here, right? 200 damage, 5th on the game. Yeah, we're going to go back and I'm going to tell you my point of view regarding this submarine. Okay, so I have not been playing submarines for quite some time. But okay, so let's compare before anything else. Okay. So with Taigei we have a total of 4 torpedoes, right? And of course you can modify one in order to launch 3. Yeah. Whereas in the other Nautilus over here, right? You have a total of 2 sets of 4. Yeah, so technically you can throw 6 torpedoes, plus you have a lot of missiles over there. So it has, to some extent, higher firepower, let's put it this way, right? In comparison to Taigei. I'm still not fully convinced, because sometimes, of course, we have this one over here, which has technically the same amount of armament. Of course, you need to spend more on torpedoes in order to make it work. And here you have more defense. So on paper, this has more DPM on paper, but the amount of DPM that you have is not so overwhelming high to justify the amount of money that you're going to pay for this submarine. So I cannot fully tell you guys and say, look, it is worth it. If you are a submarine aficionado, yes, you are going to like that you have more HP, and most likely you may be able to do more damage. Bear in mind, if we go back to this submarine over here, let's compare this one with the CN Type 039. Here you have a total of, again, 4 torpedoes. No, more torpedoes, even 5 torpedoes. Of course, you don't have missiles. But this one's faster, and was the most important thing. Yes, it is true the Nautilus has more HP, but again, for the amount of money that you are paying, for submarine aficionados, maybe I'm sure they're going to love it. Me in particular, I mean, again, if you love submarines, by all means, go for it. Otherwise, me personally, I will not recommend allocating your resources in the submarine. So, unless you are literally a submarine main and you like submarines, you don't use SLBMs, then yeah, this is a good option for you. But otherwise, if you are not a submarine main, I don't recommend it. I hope that you like this video. Again, first one using the account. Again, next one I'm going to hopefully be doing a review of the battleship. I just have to make sure that I'm able to get it. But aside of that, well, that's pretty much the review for today. So I hope that you have a good night. This is Foxhound signing off. Have a good day, everyone.